Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to can some beans. I am completely out of red kidney beans, so that is what I am going to do today. So there's a couple different ways that you can do it. Some people will use the jar that they're going to can them in, and they will just fill them part way, either half to 3/4 of the way. With the beans, and then they fill the rest with water and it swells up, and you'll see the size that is in there. And then you just let it sit for probably about 12 hours. Normally I would do this just before I go to bed, and that way when I wake up in the morning it's all set and ready and I can start it in the canner immediately. But I didn't, so it's early in the morning and I'm going to get started. My favorite way, so I have done it this way, and I just found that the jars ended up being so tightly packed, and I like a little bit of space so that the beans don't get so squished. So my favorite way to do this is just to dump all the beans into a bowl. And you make sure that they're all covered. Okay, you will find some broken beans in here. You want to pull all of those out, or ones that are floating, because these will turn to mush when you can them. So just take a few minutes. That's why it's easier if you do it in a bowl, but it's totally your choice. You're going to get, the same kind of results. So I have some broken ones. I'm going to pick through here. And I will probably have to add a little bit more water. These will probably go above the water at some point, and I'll refill it again. But yeah, probably going to be quite a few hours till they're ready for me. And then I will show you the next step. Okay, we are back. It is later in the evening. It has been maybe about 10 hours since I started this. You can see that the bowl is full now. So I'm going to show you how full we fill them, and then we'll get them going. Okay, so all my jars are washed and cleaned, and now I am just going to fill these up. I'm using a slotted spoon so that I'm not going to get any of this water in there. Actually, I have that 3/4 full. I'm going to take a little bit out. So I'm thinking, see how full that is? That's about the fullness that you want. Okay, they're all relatively full. So we got 3, 6, 7, 8 jars. Actually, I'm going to just double check that there's no little cracks on the top so that they all seal properly. Okay, they're good. So now I'm just going to fill them with water. gonna wipe all of the rims. You're not going to put the rings on super tight. You're just going to let it nicely and then just turn it ever so slightly. And I have my canner on the stove. And since these beans are cool, we do not want the water hot before we put them in. We want them at the same temperature. So it'll just take a little extra time for these to cook because they're starting with cold water. Okay, so now we're just going to turn these on, and once it gets to pressure, you are going to cook pints for 75 minutes, and if you do quarts, it's for 90 minutes. Okay, so I just pulled the beans out of the pressure canner, and after the 75 minutes was up, I turned the heat off, moved it to a different burner to cool down, and after it depressurized, I took the lid off and let it sit for 5 minutes to slowly get used to the room temperature. And then I brought them out and put them on a heating pad. And now they're going to sit here for the rest of the night and hopefully seal. It looks like they're all going to seal. Anyways, I think two of them lost just a tad bit of liquid at the top there, about an inch of liquid, and that's perfectly fine. They're still going to be good to eat. Anyways, beans are a good one to start with. Very simple. You just soak them, put them in the jars, put them in the pressure canner. Easy as can be, and you save a little bit of money doing it yourself. Okay, it's the next morning, and all of them did seal, all the beans sealed. Now all we have to do is take off the rings, wash them, and we have to do a test to make sure that it's a good seal. So even though it looks like it's sealed, there's always a chance that it's a false seal. So what you have to do is you have to just lift it up by just this. Do this with all of them just to make sure that you don't, find an open one in your pantry one day. So for the labeling, all I'm going to do is write red and the year. I don't can too many beans. Usually just black beans, red kidney beans, and sometimes a white bean. So I'll easily know what I'm got here. There, and this should last a couple months on the shelf. Okay, so now we have 8 more jars of kidney beans to put in the pantry. And I make chili every 2 weeks, so I'll go through 2 jars. So this will probably last us about 2 months or so, something like that. But But anyways, thank you for joining me, and we will see you on the next video.